Responding to your answer, we would like to give an overview of what is ECLAP. So we have, for this, we have some slides with some snapshots, and just to have a real draft overview. In the first part, I have from now till the coffee break 1 hour, and this 1 hour will be divided in 30 minutes with some slides, and 30 minutes with we can navigate together in the portal. And then we have, after the coffee break, more detail regarding the back office stuff. So which is the metadata model that we have inside, which are the mechanisms that are used by the archive connected with the ECLAP to use and to provide the content for the ECLAP infrastructure, and which are the mechanism for setting up the IPRs, so the intellectual property rights, the IPR models, and so on. Okay? This first part will be provided by me, and the second part by Francesco Bellini and Michela Paolucci, that is joining us later, just after the coffee break. So you can, okay, you can refer to them if you have a question. Moreover, you can interrupt us without any problem in any minute, in any instance of our presentation. So don't be afraid. So please interrupt us, work with us, and talk with us so we can better understand each other. What are your needs and what we can do for you? So ECLAP, as you have seen in probably yesterday, ECLAP today includes about 29 partners that are three of them are technical partners, but all the others are content providers. So archives and big institutions that provides content and are going that already provided content, are going to provide content, are providing content, and have already provided content to ECLAP. So there's a large number of partners, more or less from all the whole Europe. Many Italians, but many from Europe, and they represent almost all aspects of performing arts, from ballet to music to theater to joke to puppets to so many braille music, score music, and film festival and other things. So which is the main concept behind ECLAP? So ECLAP is something. I'm taking a pointer that may help me to point you something, because I am not so. Let's see if this works. Okay, so ECLAP is just in the middle here. We have Europeana, so we get content and metadata from the archive and libraries, and from all content providers, any kind. We can see many. You will see. We will have the occasion to see in the afternoon, which are later in the second part, which are the mechanisms that we use to get content and metadata from archive and library partners. These content and metadata are elaborated inside ECLAP to create the several versions of content that can be used to feed mobile or PC content for the final user. Moreover, we also elaborated the metadata. That means we enrich the content, your metadata, with the technical metadata regarding the taxonomical organization and the annotation of your content, regarding the association of your content to groups and to thematic groups. We also had technical metadata regarding which kind of resource, which is the baud rate, which are the dimension of your image, the duration of your video or audio, and all the other details that are automatically estimated by our back office. Okay? So we normalize this content in a way that can be easily accessed by your user. And we produce the enriched metadata information with also Europeana rights, which are the formal definition of the rights regarding your content. We organize those metadata in a way that can be obtained, that can be, let's say, ingested by Europeana. Europeana, you know, it is the European Digital Library now, has roughly 20 million of items coming from a whole cultural heritage in Europe. So Europeana is only a repository of metadata. Metadata is not a repository of real content. So Europeana does not collect any image, any audio, any video. We do that for the Europeana. So we collect the real content here. Europeana is a service to provide a super index of all cultural heritage in Europe. So the users of Europeana can go on Europeana to make a query and find results about the query organized in a unified manner to the whole amount of cultural heritage in Europe, while our metadata model is more focused on the performing art. So we have more metadata than those that we can provide to Europeana. So the metadata that Europeana obtain from us are used for index your content, and when the user access to Europeana, receive the information regarding the metadata. Moreover, receive also a link to ECLAP from where your content can be really played, really used for your customers, for your final user. Inside the portal, we organize the portal in terms of, let's say, groups. I will show you later. So each content provider, each archive has a specific parts, a well-defined parts inside the ECLAP, in which he can customize his activity, can present its own content in a way that he prefers, so he can customize that part as he likes. Okay? So ECLAP is one of the aggregators of formal aggregators of Europeana, and among these many aggregators, ECLAP is one of the few that really collect the content, that really do the service for the archives or on collecting real content and providing the content to the final user. So the aim is to have high quality metadata with many mechanisms for enriching this metadata. What you provide to us is absolutely preserved, but we add more metadata coming from taxonomical organization and association to groups, tags, and technical information, rights, and so on. Okay? So we have mechanisms for a lower cost for ingesting the content, so we are very effective in processing content. When I say content, for me is metadata and file, okay? Both. Sometimes content is considered only metadata. For us, content is real, so it's something that has a big file. So content for us could be 2 gigabytes of a video, or as well as 20 megabytes of a PDF, plus the metadata. So high quality and large range of possible tools, we are providing them, we have set them, we are going to see most of them, and the support for a networking environment in which the content is enriched. So this is the main schema for representation of relationship that you have from ECLAP and content providers and Europeana. We also accept content coming from users, maybe your students, maybe qualified experts that singularly can upload their content on ECLAP. This doesn't mean that we are going to accept any kind of content, like we are not going to become a sort of YouTube, okay? But the content that is uploaded by experts is let's say, moderated, is analyzed in the back office to see if the content is reasonable, is thematic aligned with the metadata of good quality, and it is associated with, in the right manner to the groups. And so it's not a real, let's say, trivial user-generated content such as those that you can find on YouTube. Okay? So, as soon as the content arrives in ECLAP, after some back-office activity to polish content metadata, organize, producing video, and so, if the small content arrives in few seconds on the publishing front end, if it's more complex content, may take hours, okay? Even if because we could have, in some moment, a large queue. So, for instance, we have processed up to 50,000 of objects per day. So some days are really crowded, and so this is quite difficult to have the object published in real time in the front end. So the objects arrive outside, and they can be accessed from a plethora of devices, not only PC, but also obviously Mac, Linux, and iPad. If you have your iPad, you can download the application on the Apple Store for free. If you have the iPhone, you can download the application for free. If you have the Windows Phone, you can download the application from Windows Phone Market, from Microsoft Phone Market. If you have an Android, you can go on the portal to download the Android player. Okay? I will show you later what you can do with these mobile tools. But the message is that any kind of content you have, you can upload there, and you can play and store in your mobile to go at a lesson, to work with your friends, to exchange information, and to really work with this content on your devices. So ECLAP, the front end is what we call a social service portal, and is the place in which you can aggregate content, prepare content for Europeana, and distribute content, we have seen. But it's also a place in which we have a working group. We have now about 25, 30 working groups. Some of them are thematic working groups, like on the same theme that you have seen here in the conference, so educational, IPR, library, more or less the same working group. And then we have one working group for each content provider, one channel of distribution, one line of forum discussion for each content provider. The content provider has its own web pages and its own slice of ECLAP in which he can do whatever he likes, whatever prefers to present his stuff, to organize and to promote his activity, to set up his environment, to manage his aggregated partners or affiliated partners inside that group. So inside the ECLAP you find a number of different kinds of content. So blogs, web pages, events, helps, tutorial to work with, networking, content, any kind of content, and aggregation tools. Aggregation tools are instruments to create your own playlist, your own small collection. This could be a way to say, okay, there is a huge amount of stuff inside, but you pick up some of this content from the several collections located inside just to prepare a lesson, for instance, or just to promote your view. You can organize a number of this content that you select from ECLAP, to promote and to present them to your students, your friends, your colleague that works on the same topics. So several kinds of aggregation that has a different semantics, playlist, you can play with them directly, collection, courses, and you can do annotation. Behind there, the ECLAP, there is a semantic model. I am not going to go in deep. Piero is going to present a little bit more regarding metadata, relationship, and all the other stuff, okay? So I am skipping, I'm flying a little bit faster. So what is behind there is there is an engine to estimate and similarity that you can help to find similar content to what you are playing and similar users that are interested to the same stuff on which you are interested, and so on. So all these activities are based on an engine that we developed many years ago, and is going to be appear in a major journal. This is the IEEE Multimedia Journal of the International Electric Association. It's a very famous, it's the largest organization for research engineering in ICT. So it's going to appear just in a few months, an article on this back office. This is the technical back office. I don't think there is a moment to go here, but if in the audience there are some technicians, so we have, for who is interested in going in deep, this technical note on the back office. Okay? So you can go here and take this for your technical people or for yourself, and you get details, what is in the back, what is magic there, what is the engine that allows us to be so fast and to be so effective in creating relationship from content you provide. So networking, I mentioned user group. Connection with the social network is another important factor. So if you upload content in ECLAP, each single content can be promoted on social network. Your user registered in ECLAP can ingest the content that they have from other social networks. Okay? They can import content and promote your content in those mailing lists automatically. Okay? So there are social icons attached to each content on which you can promote your events. If you upload some audio, video, or something related to your activity, you can promote very easily on several social networks. And you don't need to upload again on YouTube, or you don't need to upload again on Facebook or on Twitter, because this is done automatically. Suggestion, I mentioned. Events, we manage events, signature, like the events that we have here, and also mailing list. So you have absolutely, for sure, received the newsletter. So we produce automatically newsletter. Each of you is going to receive a personalized newsletter on the basis of which groups you have selected, which kind of activity you are following. Not all of you have received the same newsletter. So we are really sending personalized newsletter, and you can decide to receive them each day, every 2 days, once a week, once 2 weeks, once a month, and so on. It's personalized. So, networking again. You have a potential user in which you can stay in contact. I am going faster now. So, when you upload something, it's obviously you upload to retrieve. So, our engine is described in a paper in the proceeding. If you have the proceeding book, there is a paper that describes which is the engine for indexing the metadata. You see that for each object there are more than 600 different information that we manage, okay? That range from technical, performing art, classical metadata, and much more. And when you make a query with a multilingual engine that we have, you get results with a faceted model. So you can, let's say, faceting and decompose your results just to select, for instance, among the whole results of my query, I would like to have only the English content that were 125, or the archive content kinds of only the interview, blah, blah. So you have 15 ways of reclassifying your results or faceting your results that you can compose in conjunction or disjunction manner. So you can say, for instance, English and Italian or only once, and you can compose, let's say, for instance, ballet and English, or theater and Italian. So you can really segment your results as you like, because obviously this is a very important tool when you like to have reach good results from a very huge amount of content. So it's not very easy to, in a one keyword, to get the content you like to have. So once you have played something, when you played something, you get some suggestion below, like this similar object or similar by text. Now there is a different way of presenting them. And you can, let's say, recommend, play, mark, put in your favorite basket or in the featured front end just to promote your content. If you are an organization, you can promote in the front end of the portal your content, or you can download and play them. Metadata are here, but are going to be shown by Piero, I think. So this is an example of a group page, single institution that has his own private page inside. This is an example of potential colleague that has, let's say, manifested an interest on the same topics of you. We compare what you like every time that you click on content. We understand with a number of clicks, a number of play, which is your thematic area of work, which kind of content you are more interested. And we estimate some, apart for the similarity of content, also some potential colleagues that have the same interest of you. So this is an example, our example for the mobile stuff, mobile player. It's quite interesting, the mobile content organizer, because it's not only something to play, but it's something to store the content that you take from the portal. So you can download on your mobile and bring with you the content and search inside. Okay? So you can search inside and see the content organized by taxonomical view. For instance, you can see them, which are the content on ballet that you have downloaded in the past, organized in your tablet, which are the content related, for instance, to one portal or other associated portal with ECLAP. You can see the GPS position of your content in the map. You can even print out from the portal what is called a QR. If you are a museum or if you are a cultural institution and you produce some guidelines or a booklet, you can put this on the booklet, and your user, your final user, can have some QR reader or the content organizer, and can take the picture of the QR, and the system will bring them automatically to get the right content and to download them. Okay? It's a way also to, if you are a museum, it's a classical usage in a museum. You go in a museum of instrument and you can get the voice of the instrument, or let's say the video that may show you how these instruments can be played. Or if you are a museum of let's say custom or dressing for actors, so you can have a QR to just close to in the museum to the area, and so to get the description of the content that you are observing inside the museum. This way is something to go back, to leave your user going back with your staff when they return to home. So GPS position, content management. Let's see, I am keeping time. So the content management is the service that we do for the partners, the content partners that provide us the real content. Okay, so we ingest in automatic manner metadata and content. We model, we work with them according to a formal workflow that you can interact with a step, or you can decide to accept an automatic workflow and decide, for instance, only to rearrange and modify metadata. So the metadata can be modified by you in any moment. You can adapt your IPR, intellectual property right model, for publishing each single content in a different manner. So you don't have the same IPR model for all your collection, but you can change each single IPR model for each single object. You can define your IPR models, and you can associate this IPR model later in the object or when the objects are ingested. You say, okay, these 3,000 objects are going to be automatically associated this IPR model that you have already defined in the portal. And so this will make easy the process of ingesting and publishing with the right moment, with the right IPR model since the beginning. Otherwise, if you don't define any IPR model, the content is accepted anyway and uploaded with the maximum restrictions. Okay? This means that only trusted people, you and only few people inside the back office of ECLAP can access to the content. Access in the sense can see the content on the portal and download, only for testing. Okay? All the other people will have the occasion only to see the metadata, but not to access to the real content, if you don't allow. So workflow is a little bit complicated, but will be explained later after the coffee break. I'm not going to explain this now. So, instrument for content aggregation. I mentioned before that we have a number of instruments for aggregating your content. One of those is the playlist. For instance, this is a playlist in which we have some images and the video. So you can decide to have 3 segments of video, not the 3 entire video, but 3 segments. Maybe the first one from first minute to the third and 45 seconds. So 3 segments of video, played one after the other just to build your precise presentation to your students or to other colleagues. And you can define this without losing time in slicing video. So the video are not modified. You can only select the segment and the system is going to play for you those segments without slicing video, without modifying your video. Okay? So once you have done this aggregation, you can decide to publish your playlist. Okay? To publish means to share with others. You can also create your course based on a standard learning management system, like Moodle. We have a Moodle behind that use our content items, our content model, and so you have This is, for instance, an example of a course. A course is something that presents some text, some video or documents or others to study or to see, and you may have some questionnaires, some sondage to see if your students has really understood what you have taught to them. Okay? And you can have a report about what they have done. This is very important too. We have an audiovisual annotation tool that allows you to synchronize video that may be related to the same representation, to the same performance. For instance, a performance taken from 3-4 cameras. You can have them synchronized since the beginning all together. You can see one main video and all the others synchronized. Or you can put in relationship one video with a segment of another. You can annotate a video with a segment of another. For instance, there is a good example that may be shown from this. The one that has been presented to Dario Fo. There is a video. There is a video of October, Rome, Dario Fo, and on the meeting October, Rome. There is a nice video demonstration that gives you an idea. For instance, that example put in relationship the video of a performance of the Nobel Prize Dario Fo with others, his own This is the example. You see here some, there is the audio, no? So, you see here a, can you, no? There are several views of the same. Okay? There are some views. Poche di volume.
And that is saved as such.
Yeah, this is just a recording of the demonstration. But you can decide to go inside the live stuff and add your annotations too. So you can add more annotation. So when the system so we can see if we can go inside feature. Let's say something on live. So if you see this small comment here, our annotation, let's say I'm looking for a good one. Let me see this one, for instance. Quite comments. Yeah, we are in local because you know the internet connection is not so fast as you can have. So this is in local. So this is has many relationships, and each bar here means that you have a new media that is going to be attached. This is interactive in the sense that it's played now, right? It's not everything. So as soon as a new resource appears, others are coming, and you can decide, I can go now with this and decide to say, okay, I would prefer to see this one. I would like to follow that stream. Okay? And so I pass to the other synchronized media. You can do that because each single annotation may be created by a different person. You create a mesh, you create a real network of annotation with your users. And the user may also tag the different annotation on different layers. So you can decide, for instance, to ask to your students or to annotate those videos with a tag that you suggest, the way that you can say, okay, class, your class is going to use that tag, and the way that you can put off all the other tags and see what has been done by your class. And so what you can do even here by using the recording, so you can record with this button, red button. You can navigate in this many relationship and record your experience in navigation of this kind of annotation. The navigation can be saved, so you can save this experience and promote this experience to your students. They can possibly just play again this experience or interact again, interrupt the experience and do other annotation and so on. Okay? So, this is the, yeah, you can stop, I think. So you can search for the annotation, obviously. You can play in full screen like this. So you can go in full screen without banner just to have more, let's say, expanded view of what you have. Oh, this is too technical stuff. This is the semantic flow. This means that we have back office at the hand. We have a bidirectional flow of what the user does in the system. So we keep trace of the activity of your customers, of your user in the portal and on the mobile. So on your content we can and we produce a report of how many times each single content has been played, from which country, when it has been played, who has played. Okay? So we do a big analysis, and we keep trace of all the activities regarding the user play and also the user query, what they are looking for, what they do, when they access to your group, and so on. So we monitor and assess the user activity and the exploitation of your content, the access and play of your content. We produce a dedicated page. We have a dedicated page. You can go every day to go what is going on or whatever you like. You have, for instance, as a coordinator of a group, the coordinator of a group has the possibilities to create a report and to ask to have the status in a temporal windows, for instance, in the last month, in the last 3 months, to see what has been done in his content, to save it, okay? And even if you are a single user, we produce a small report for the single user. This is very important because some of your users may be content producer, may be content providers. So the user, your back office guys that are working hard to upload content and polish content and so on, they also need to be assisted in terms of activity. And we produce also a module, we have a module to provide them report of the activity they have done. Okay? Obviously not with all information regarding the working group. The whole view of your content of your channel is only provided to you as a content coordinator of a group, and obviously to the ECLAP management staff. There are also some tools that allow you to see the relationship and the activity of your user, how they connect each other, how they work each other. Okay? These are tools based on what is called the social network analysis system. So, you know that there is the mechanism to join ECLAP is by means of the affiliation agreement. So you can get involved in ECLAP by signing the affiliation agreement if you would like to be to expose your logo inside ECLAP, to have a channel, to have a formal agreement with ECLAP. If you are a single expert or a single researcher, you don't need to. Maybe you don't need to have to sign an affiliation agreement. You just need to go on ECLAP, make the registration, and work. And play, create your playlist, create your collection, promote your content. So you don't need to ask us to sign an affiliation agreement. Those slides will be published in the portal, in the same Word program, in the program. Okay, you are going to get these slides and the video of this speech of today, synchronized with the slides, possibly, and so you will have the opportunity from the slide to click directly there, so you can get the manual, but it's all stuff is reachable. Okay, so. We still have some minutes of something more interactive, if you have some questions. Great.
My Story Player is something that you developed, or it's My Story Player is somebody else's?
It's something that we developed.
Is it open source, or is it just for ECLAP?
It has been developed in another project. It can be exported in other projects as well. It's not open source presently, but if you have, so we can find an agreement if you are interested in using it. We can provide, but not. We wouldn't like to spread the open source. Okay. Just, we can provide it for free, but not as an open source.
Can you annotate video with video, or you annotate video with text? Can you go the other way around?
Yeah,
text with video or video?
Yeah, we can annotate video with the images and other videos, and audio. Okay, video, audio, images, audio visual. And at each annotation, we can associate text. I do that. So, this is another case. I looked to find something annotated with text. So, at each segment of audiovisual that you attach to another audiovisual, you have also some text. If you go here, you see some information, description. You can have your. In this case, it has not been added any text, but I can do on mine. I can do here, yes. I can do here. This is another.
Allora, il pezzo che ora vado a recitare è il pezzo che mi diverte di più.
Okay.
Ognuno ha.
So this is
Allora,
the.
il pezzo che ora
There are
vado
some text
a
annotation.
recitare è il pezzo che mi diverte di più. Che mi diverte ogni volta. Ed è il miracolo, il primo miracolo che ci conosco, che saranno
There are some information.
ed è il miracolo, il primo miracolo. Sono dei ragazzi che stanno, quando io sto per dire la battuta, ma sono dei ragazzi che stanno, quando io sto per dire la battuta, ma parlano con me all'inizio. Devo dimostrare quale preciso? Noi siamo delle riprese. Allora, i quelli che parlano questa mia storia tratta da un Vangelo apocaliptico. Quale perché il Vangelo apocaliptico? Allora, debito il proto Matteo. Questa è voi sapete che tratta da un Vangelo della nascita dei Vangeli. Esattamente il Vangelo è verificato un fenomeno straordinario, proto Matteo. Ora voi sapete che ed è quello che di volta della nascita si è trovato si è verificato un fenomeno di Vangelo veramente strabordante. Insomma, ed è quello che di Nicea si è trovato secolo, neanche un ho letto che c'era una cosa come 80, veramente strabordanti, poi sono aumentati ancora, alla quale a Nicea nel VI secolo ho letto che c'era una cosa come 80 pagine della Chiesa, poi sono aumentati ancora, sono arrivati a numeri ogni comunità verso il 1100, dove proprio c'erano i padri, la Chiesa, sono Cristo si trovava in Babilonia, quell'altro lo mandava in Egitto, ogni comunità si deve cacciare il suo Vangelo, che è venuto proprio, qui c'era Gesù Cristo che diventava leone, si trasformava in vento, in Babilonia, quell'altro lo mandava in Egitto, poi pascolava in camminante, che uccideva il drago, che diventava San Giorgio, con Gesù Cristo che diventava leone, si trasformava in vento, sono fuoco, divertito a leggere, poi pascolava i cammelli, uccideva il drago, si diventava San Giorgio, ricordarvi, a Palermo, io mi sono a Monreale, a leggere qualche Vangelo, 3 di quelli che ce l'ha, se vi interessa magari sai ricordate dove sono raccontati dei miracoli di Gesù Cristo nella Monreale ci sono quei cammelli, io non mi ricordo di aver mai letto a parte dei mosaici dove sono raccontati dei miracoli quei cammelli non me li ricordate non mi ricordo di aver mai letto quei pezzi di Gesù Cristo che va all'inferno quei cammelli sono delle cose che non esistono un pezzo di Gesù Cristo che va all'interno, cammina, ci sono schiaffeggi di chiave, discute, il bambino che nasce in una casa con una donna di servizio vicino, non parliamo della natività, fa per toccare il bambino che nasce in una casa con una casa di servizio di male paralizzato, che poi non ci crede, fa per toccare il cuore, delle storie della Madonna per glorificare davvero se vergine di male paralizzata e allora c'è un serpente che viene fuori delle storie incredibili tra l'altro proprio vicino a Gallarata la storia che dicevo della natività con la punizione alla ragazza che non crede alla divinità allora lì c'è quello che mi interessa la storia che dicevo della natività con la punizione alla ragazza ma la cosa non è avvenuta così sul piano dialettico allora quello che mi interessa che si alza è il fatto che si è arrivati all'accomodamento ma la cosa non è avvenuta così sul piano dialettico se la religione cristiana possa essere che si alza religione che sollecita la liberazione dei popoli oppure deve essere una religione della biocco e dell'accettazione fino in fondo la scolastica che riprende quelli che esaltano San Bernardino quegli altri che esaltano San Paolo quando fuori da lì si danno dei cazzotti tremendi ma là invece non lo facevano in disparte, si dettero veramente legnate in pubblico, il caso da dire, ci furono dei morti, ci furono dei feriti gravi e questo è ricordato ancora, dicono gli storici, dal copricapo particolare che oggi portano ancora cardinali e vescovi, che è spaccato in due a ricordare le mazzate che si fanno. Alla fine dicevo si arrivò a omologare soltanto 4 Vangeli, gli altri sono stati cancellati, come sapete. Però non soltanto i Vangeli tout court, ma anche i Vangeli, quelli accettati, quello di Matteo per esempio, quello di Marco, ebbene furono decurtati della parte iniziale, per quello che si dice proto-Vangelo di Marco, di Matteo, la parte iniziale, sapete tutti che in greco proto vuol dire Marco, lo sappiamo tutti. E allora sì, una delle cose che si sa proprio dalle mamma, papà proprio. Allora tagliato via, e quale? Esattamente la storia che io vi vado a raccontare, questa del primo miracolo di Gesù bambino. Allora si racconta che Gesù bambino con la mamma, con il San Giuseppe e anche con l'asino,
To be a dancer, you must be chosen. Someone chooses, you don't know who that is. Only be a dancer if there is nothing else.
C'est la question.
Non è, una risata, non è quello il primo miracolo di Gesù bambino. Gesù bambino non timbrava i pompieri.
Back to the beginning of the hand, and thus you have a red segment. Okay? You can cancel the segment and decide, okay, no, redo this, not good. You see here how many comments has been already done on this kind of video. And now if you go here in the playlist, you see the time marked here. Okay? And if you click here, you can edit again.
Yes.
And so on. So we can add one more, take one other, add to playlist, it's added again, and you can add the next one. Or you can change the order. Or you can say, okay, I decide the order, please play in loop.
Erano del riso. L'altro questa è buona, e mi colava ieri in
It's an audio, you can decide the starting time, ending time.
Oh, questa grazia, questi. Allora mica lì, ma dica dicono.
Okay, so you can decide to discharge or save. Save means that you are going to publish. When you publish a playlist, you are asked to define a title, description, small, so doubling core, name, fields, something. Some of them are mandatory, others are optional. So that's usual. Okay, you can taxonomically classify the content, say which kind of genre it is, or thematic, or which kind of performing art is more associated. So you can decide to associate with that playlist your taxonomical association. And when you enter in your web page, your web profile, you have your list of preferred content, the other list for featured, another list for the playlist, the other list for your collection. You have several baskets which you have different kinds of your artifact.
And they're individual, the playlists, they're not collective. In the sense that I can't see your playlist or somebody, how can I say,
that's
see my playlist?
Playlist, you can, in the present version, you can have one playlist in build, so you can create this, you can start and don't save this playlist and return back the day later to continue to work on the playlist. But when you have saved, the playlist is shared with the others. Okay? While if you have collection, go in the collection. The collection is a little bit more sophisticated aggregation tool. If you create a collection, let's say this one. I have a real groups of my collection. I can select content, a group of content, and decide to organize in my collection, and the same content item can be included in one or more of my collection. For instance, I can select a video that could use for the collection of course at the first year and at the collection of a course for the second year, or a collection for Congress, ECLAP, or for another Congress, or to communicate with my colleague in a research work and in another research work. Okay? And I may decide to publish or not publish those collections. They can be private. You can manage each user can manage its own private collection. And they can be edited, can be changed, okay? You can organize them.
No, it's
you have to say a collection name, but when you publish a collection, again, you are asked to provide metadata, much more information. Until the collection is your own, you are not published, you don't need to produce a lot of metadata, just a name, for you, to know what it is.
So this weekend, do you like to sign up for this conference? We have to sign into the ECLAP system. So that's we can use, that's our personal login for this. You don't have to make
if you are registered, you go in each single. You can make, if you make a query, or if you go on the content box on the right side. You click on featured or promoted in every list. You see some of the list of this content here. And you see action. Action is the list of functionalities you may have. Okay? And the functionalities that we may have are add annotation, add to playlist, add to collection, and so on. Okay? Or recommend to others, comments, codes, and all the other things. And if you are a group organizer, a group coordinator, you have more functionality.
How do you become a group organizer?
You need to be affiliated. You need to make to be an organization and get affiliated with the ECLAP. That way you can you have let's say more functionality and a little bit more, let's say, beauty, in the sense that you can dispose your name and put the logo and manage a small group and create a web page, at least with the organization. In that case, you can have a little bit more. For instance, you can promote your content in the first page, in the feature. So in the ECLAP front end, the first page of ECLAP is periodically changed. Recently, it has been exposed like a conference page, because we had a conference. But 2 months ago, it was more like a blog, or 3 months ago was just in this way, promoting the featured content, like in this way. Okay, so we periodically change this look and feel of the first page. And
why is that? Because that could be a bit confusing for the user.
Yes and no, because it's a way to say, okay, we can promote different activity done. For instance, the problem with the user is to be too static. If you are too static, the user gets boring, enter and go away. And if we would like to make a good service for you, the sense of promoting your content, we have to help you to reach the final user, to attract the final user. For instance, promoting your content for a week and the content on another institution for another week and the content of another institution for another week, a group for a month, another group for another month. So we are rotating this way. Okay? This is the purpose. Just to, let's say, balancing service and visibility, or permitting to all partners to have the first plane, so to be on the front of the users arriving in the portal. I think it's a good occasion. But this policy is mainly decided by the committee. Okay? So if you get affiliated, you can also participate on this kind of decision.
So you don't have an editor, you have a committee?
We have a committee. We have two levels of committee. One is the management board that are two technicians, two content providers, and one mix, one that is both. And that is a management board. And we have the consortium meeting. This means all partners with one representative. It's a plenary. But things are typically decided in the main list. Say we propose that if there are no objections, we go to change the interface, or it would be, because it's something that is I think is a good thing for all, to have the possibilities to be on the front. This fishery, for instance, is not stable. Every time that you go, you have a different one. Selected, but from the small pool of featured content that each partner decided. For instance, each channel, each partner decided to promote 10 objects, or in this case, 3-4 objects, and now the list of featured objects is only 54. Okay? So they are quite small. They are representative of what they do. This way, even if you have a large archive with hundred thousands of objects and a small archives with 1,000, both of them have the same, let's say, presently it is in this way, the same possibilities to expose his very best content to the users.
What's the prospects for longer-term sustainability? This is a project which ends with European funding, but
Yeah.
That's the big question everyone has.
Yeah, is a good question. We have already discussed about the sustainability, and the idea is that we could transform the ECLAP project in an association at the end. So we planned this since the beginning when we proposed this to the European Commission. So at the end, the idea is really to transform in an association. This means that at the end, we are going to ask to the associated partners now to pay a small fee to maintain the platform alive. That would be, presently, would be in the range of 2,000–3,000 euros per year. That is not much if you think that the big amount of work to be done. But being in many is possible, okay? So if you think that, so if you have many partners and many organization interested, it is possible to have a small fee for each of them.
And that would guarantee, I guess sustainability responds to that, but that would guarantee it, like the content being, I don't know how you say, like updated into new technology?
Updated, yes. Another source of sustainability could be to scale this amount in 2-3 layers, or different fee depending on the amount of content, or depending on the amount of access to the content. But that is one option. I think it's something that has to be decided together in a way, because there is no big... so if, such as now, so 30 partners are on board, there is no big fee for each of them. And we are still collecting other affiliated partners, so the probability to be easily sustainable should not be difficult, no? Because it depends on the critical mass. So it could be every day easier if you have more partners on board. So I think that can have the coffee break now and continue later with more technical aspects regarding ingestion, metadata model, and intellectual property rights.